Hello everybody and welcome back to G for G, Games for Gamers. Today we're back in Marvel Avengers Alliance. I've decided to do a video that will kind of explain some things that go into PvP. Now, historically, a video like this wouldn't really have been necessary because it was kind of easy to understand. But the way things are going now, in the PvP Preseason Alpha, things have changed drastically. So I thought I would give you some nice pleasing music, which is the Starbound OST. I'll put a link up in the description, and we'll jump right into the video and talk about a few things. So, right now with the PvP Preseason Alpha, there's the skull, there's adamantium for me, and things got a little interesting today. When I got up to high vibranium, and changed over to very high vibranium and low adamantium, I started getting into some extremely rough battles and actually suffered my first set of losses in this season. A good example of that would be one of these three guys down here. This guy was, his hero bonus was astronomical. He's a level 300, which I'm not. The Armory bonus is not too bad. However, his hero bonus was basically like everybody was 14. And as you can see here, you know, fairly standard. It's the power cells. It's not anything unlike you'd expect from somebody at this point in time, but I couldn't compete with him being 300 and me being in the like 270 range, and his hero bonus was off the charts. One of these guys had a 100k Deadpool, which, you know, that's not unusual for somebody at 300, but it is unusual for me. Prior to that, I had been running into some really low people and everything, like this guy Piff down here. He I mean, let's take a look here. I mean, look at these crystals, because this guy's a level 104. I mean, this is absolutely, this is what I was fighting this morning, early on, when I was remoting into my PC from work. This guy is running the Scrapper Empowered, and these are his crystals, because he's a 104. And look at these heroes. So in one day, I was fighting somebody who had a 10th of my stats in the match to people who had double. I didn't suffer. I mean, you can go back really far here and not see a whole lot of red. I mean, there were some defensive ones, but nothing like this run of 3 losses in a row, and that's because I was incredibly outclassed, and you can see by how low the numbers were. These were extremely high people. This poor guy defended up really far in this one, and then that was a low defense. So, what goes into PvP that determines who you fight? Well, your rank within that season, of course, really determines a lot. If you're down to gold and silver, probably not going to get a lot of a challenge. You get up into high diamond and things are going to even out a little bit. Once you get around adamantium and vibranium, then you really start getting some odd pairings. Now, one of the things, especially the main thing that seems to be happening now in the PvP Preseason Alpha, is that you are getting matched with people that have your Armory bonuses. So, that guy that I fought was 300. If you look here, my offense is 164k, 120k. I was faced against somebody who had a similar defense to mine, just a little higher. He was a 150-150, a flat split. That's why I was facing him. However, I did not have anywhere near the hero bonus to complete. And that's not quantity. That was pure quality. It was purple all over the place, because the guy's been 300 for a while and his weapons are geared for it. So issue number 1 is your armory, and this is kind of what is the determining factor now. You are being placed against people who have relatively same armory values to you. That is why, if you look down here in my battle reports, that I fought these 3 guys here who were similar armories and crushed me, and then earlier in the day, I fight a guy like Teehee, who has a similar armory bonus to me, 151, 151, but look at these heroes. Because the guy's 109. He shouldn't have been paired up with me. And I don't mean for me. I mean this guy should have not had to have defended against my offensive team. I literally did 3 clicks for 2 battles. These 2 fights right here were a total of 6 clicks. Psylocke went first. She leveled 1, the first person to act on the enemy side, killed them in 1 shot. X-Force Angel then went and AoE'd the entire team down. That is, without a shadow of a doubt, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's really sad that those 2 teams had to defend against me. It's not fair for that guy's defense by any stretch. So that leads us into the second thing that determines what you face in PvP, and that is the quantity and quality of your heroes. So basically, these bonuses. Now, your tacticians give you health and stamina, your blasters give you attack, your bruisers give you defense, your scrappers give you accuracy, your infiltrators give you evasion, and your generalists give you a little, they're the whipped cream on your flavor of coffee. They give you a little bit of everything. So you can see here, my Taskmaster is giving me, you know, that much health, that much stamina, so on and so forth. So, if you really, really want to jack yourself up in PvP, you focus on these top 2, your health and your attack. Your 3rd place choice is your defense. Your 4th is your accuracy, and evasion really doesn't matter. Accuracy helps, but with the availability of the cube and the fact that a 2nd generation of people can get it and you have to deal with reality hacking, accuracy only goes so far, but you want to try to get this as purple as you can. Now if you look here at my tacticians, I'm using Psylocke, so she's 14. On my blasters, Rocket is ready to go, Iron Man is ready to go, Havoc is leveling. I've got some 14 ready, and honestly Rocket is going to be there after the Spec Ops is over. I don't want him training for 36 hours when I may need him. Your bruisers give you defense. Now, this helps considerably too. You will see that your damage gets down to fairly low levels when you have a really good defensive bonus. You have to have a fairly high attack to counter it. Here in my scrappers I have 2 14s because I was thinking of using Spider-Man and Anti-Venom at some point. I'm using X-Force Angel, so he's fully leveled, and I am going back to try to get his Penitent ISO so that if I want to use his Rising Up set and quick actions like with Mark of the Brotherhood, I can, but right now I've got War Machine as a tactician. I may go back to him at some point, especially if I use Integrated Intelligence. So, I mean, this is kind of what it should be at my level, maybe a little low, but this cannot compete with a level 300 who has my armory bonuses, and then it's like purple, 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 blue, silver, silver, purple, 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 purple. I mean, you can see here there's a lot of this bronze, and that is probably what hurts, and I'm slowly getting these 10s up to at least 11, and then focusing on some key 14s. So, that's what determines it. And now, the biggest thing that people are asking is, well, how do I armory? Do I go offense? Do I go defense? Do I go middle of the road? Which one do I favor? Well, there's really 3 big schools of thought for that. There is the easiest one to talk about, split down the middle. Both sides split. You'll see that get a lot of people with the power cells being the big thing now. They'll just stock their entire armory with power cells, so they're 151, 151, straight down the board, offense and defense. That's not a bad way to go, and honestly, you probably can't go wrong with something like that. The way I have it right now is that my offense is skewed for offense, and my defense is skewed for middle of the road. It's kind of flat. Now, the chips, of course, are helping that out tremendously. I mean, we're getting chips thrown at us over here for the dailies and the spinners and everything like that. I fought somebody a few seasons ago who had their entire armory as insert coins. Imagine looking at a field, a literal Midwestern field of wheat of insert coin. Obviously, that guy was a hacker. He was using force drop. And, I mean, at the time, to fight somebody with that many insert coins, that was a little rough. So, you know, I'm fairly in the middle on defense and a little skewed on offense over here for the punch. So that's one of the theories. And as I continue to get sim chips, essentially I'm going to be erasing the EMP sweepers, and then I'll go from there and probably attack the tankards next. And that weapon core is actually really solid defense. I might not get rid of that, but I may eventually go to the cosmic power cores. It's just that right now the sim data chips are free, and I've got some heroes to train. So the next school of thought is kind of what you would expect: offense on the offense, defense on the defense. That is the school of thought where people tend to put their better items in the offense, and they chuck the remainder in the defense, thinking, you know what, my defense doesn't win, so why bother? For me, my defense has been getting it done for 3 seasons now. If you count this as a season, I'll call it a half. So 2.5 seasons. This loadout of Thorny Signpost, Hotshot, and the Cube, this used to be Grief. These guys get it done. I mean, I don't know what to say. They're not horrible. They're at least above 50%, and that's asking for a lot. The new gold sale weapon, which is now going to expire, could also be decent, especially with Pesty Beast, and maybe even Red Hulk Pesty Beast. I like the Hotshot in there because it stuns. I used to run it with my Bruiser outfit, which had Skull Thumper in it, so this really stunned, but, you know, they get it done, so I don't favor being kind of crippled on the offense and defense. These guys are about even. And these guys are a little punchy because of mental coordination and him double hitting infiltrators if they're around. My agent's not really there for a whole lot of damage. He's there as support, but, you know, he kind of gets it done with Mystic. The final school of thought to talk about is flip mode. Defense on the offense, offense on the defense. Now, there is logic to this. You may say, well, that sounds a little weird. It's not. By being defensive on offense, you're essentially saying, I'm going to skew my stats so that I live until I can execute my plan. If you're not running like Quick Lock or Quick Jugs or something like that, you're running like Pesty or the Warriors 3, you know, people who get it done in chips, they chip away at it. That's not a bad strategy because it means you're not taking a lot of damage and you have the full power to execute your plan. You're laying it out, and it's going to take you a while, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds. Not the best idea for really punchy high offense teams because you're going to hurt yourself. If your Quicksilver isn't hurting anybody, he's in there as a mosquito. So a you have to play it to your team. Offense on defense, though, a lot of people find it extremely good because it's a surprise. They go in there and they see what's happening, they see who you've got. Let's say we'll take one of Kingfisher's groups that he runs into a lot, Red Hulk and Beast. He mentions this in a lot of videos. it's really surprising if all of a sudden you go into a murderously offensive Beast and Red Hulk where the dots are destroying you. Red Hulk throws the bomb, you can't clean it, you haven't killed the Pesty yet, and wham! 3/4 of your health is gone in a round because you don't have dot protection, and you're just getting destroyed by all those debuffs. Deadpool and Beast. Deadpool jumps in and hits you with a level 2 or a 6, and all of a sudden half your health is gone because you're like, uh-oh. And then one of your guys is dead before you can execute your plan. If I ran into that, and my Angel was taken out, there goes my Fatal Blow on 2 characters. If my Psylocke is taken out, there goes my Stealth on 2 characters. If my Agent is taken out, there goes my Heal. There goes my Cube. There goes my Mark of the Brotherhood, allowing my Psylocke not to waste a turn to do her mental coordination and get Psionic Shadow. So I would be really hurt if very early on one of these guys is lost. So that's where being offense on defense comes in handy. So wanted to get this video out. I want to kind of explain a few things about PvP here, how the matchups are going, why you're getting matched up with who you're getting matched up with. And honestly, you can't be stressed enough. Your biggest factor of your competence in PvP is going to be this screen right here. Armory bonus determines who you're honestly, if I unsocketed my entire armory right now, I would, or just like slapped in old things, I would probably get paired against some of the people that I was paired against in the morning, or complete lobies. I might get paired against people with, 4 tabs that haven't unlocked the rest of it over there. And this is where parking and sandbagging is going to hurt. If people jack up their armory and keep it on top and simply don't have the heroes to compete, they're going to face people like me, or even worse, and they're going to get rolled, especially in the middle levels like Diamond, where things tend to intersect a little bit. I'm getting rolled now because I don't have the heroes to compete with the level 300s. And it's just going to be time at this point. I have so many people that are ready to train that it's just a matter of time and priority. So I have a Red Hulk training. He's going from 11 to 12. Omega's going to hit 14. Yes, that's another scrapper, but I'm thinking of using her for PvP, depending. But, I mean, look, if I sort this by needs training, look at how bad this is. She-Hulk is going to be high up for me. She might be interesting to use, so she's probably going to get a bump soon. Deadpool, I may go with X-Force Deadpool and get him up. Pesty Beast deserves a 13. He's been hanging at 11 and 12 for a while. My Captain Britain's been hanging there for a long time. So, I have a little bit of a priority over here. Obviously, Damon's not really going to get it. This is an accident. My Satana was so high, I misclicked her and knew I'd lost the silver, so I didn't. I actually followed a ticket on that. So, I mean, there's a lot of people here. I've got to get trained. I've been working on the Warriors 3 a little bit. Got Volstagg up. Fengel's going to be up pretty soon. I like Taskmaster. Get him. My Groot. I sped him along pretty quick. Rocket Raccoon's definitely getting the first click after the Spec Ops. Sandman's a huge put-away artist. He might get it. Gamora, Avalanche, he got leveled pretty quick. So, I mean, these are my non-levelers, basically. Some 14s, and, my Drax got up somewhat quick. My Star-Lord got up there. And actually, as a matter of fact... Oh, that's 90. Yeah, I'm going to get his Generalist suit. But I'm going to leave him still as a blaster for the bonus. 50, not 90. But, yeah, I'm going to get this for 65. And I'm going to go ahead and not equip it and just leave him as a blaster until I actually use him. But morale boost on a Generalist Rocket Raccoon could be pretty nice. Actually, with the glitch in the simulator could help some people beat the last level over there. So, hope you enjoyed this video here on G4G and understanding the PvP bonuses, how you get matched up, and yep, there it is. There's the 6-time lethal hand wraps that I should hopefully be getting, but I predict my rollover wins are going to get really sparse at this point over here. But, I mean, I have a long way to fall. I have to drop 9%, 8.5% to get out of Ada. I mean, I've got the attacks, I'm in the top 10%, so I have to fail miserably for 7 days in order to lose this. So, good luck everybody. I hope this video helps. I hope it gives you some armory ideas, and let's see if maybe they can't fix this a little bit in PvP beta. And if you enjoy the soundtrack, it is the Starbound OST. It's great spacey ambience kind of music. I like it. It's very easy go to sleep music, and I wanted to run it in the background since there was not a whole lot of action for you guys here today. So, take care everybody and stay tuned.